Hello. Today I'm going to talk to you about my new car. It's a 2018 Ford Escape SEL with the Ecoboost 1.5 4-cylinder engine. Now I'm going to take a walk around this car. It's a nice little all-wheel drive car. And like I always say in lots of videos, every car deserves performance. And why would a nice Escape be any different? All-wheel drive, turbocharged, intercooled, 1.5 liter engine. I believe every turbo engine needs to be tuned a bit. So I'm going to show you how I did the intake. It was the easiest car I've ever done for an intake mod. Now the factory has a cone style air filter. And see how it has a box with these screws in it. 2, 3, 4 screws. Now see, if you look to the side, it has a cone style air filter. And normally breathes out of a tiny, less than a 2-inch hole. Well, I like it to breathe out of the entire filter, so all you got to do is loosen these 4 bolts, 3 and 4. Loosen 4 little bolts on the top of this intake right here. Once you loosen these bolts, you just pull this filter box off, the half of the filter box, and that exposes the entire cone style air filter. Therefore, you're breathing out the entire air filter instead of just this little tiny hole right here. This is all that thing breathes out of from the factory. Now you have this cold air coming in, and you're breathing out the entire cone style air filter. And that's a nice sized air filter from the factory, so all you got to do is take the top of the box off, and you've just performed an intake modification on your 2018 Escape. I believe this body style started around 2013, so any of these Ford Escapes that have this style intake, you just take off the top part of the box, and you've got a nice free flow intake mod. Now I'm going to show you how I did the free flow exhaust system. Now the exhaust system from an Escape from the factory is a big, huge 35, 40 pound boat anchor. As you can see, look at this big monstrosity. It's huge, it's heavy, and it has no flow. Very little flow. Breathes out of this tiny 2-inch hole. There's an exhaust hanger and fake 3-inch tips. See? Look at the inside. It's a 2-inch pipe covered by a 3-inch tip to make it look like it's a good exhaust system. So if you look at the tip, it's a nice tip, but look inside. You're only breathing out of a 2-inch hole on this exhaust system. So it's very, very poor flowing exhaust system, which affects turbo boost response. Turbo boost response is very poor with an exhaust system like this. You cannot even hear the vehicle. It sounds like you have an electric car because the exhaust is so quiet. So I'm going to show you what I did to improve the performance. Here's the part number from Summit that I got. A Magnaflow 3-way exhaust. It's right here. Reference number. You can see the part number. Now instead of 3 inches inner and outer diameter, I choose 2.5 inches. So just find the 2.5 inch inner diameter in and out pipes, and that will be better than this. This is a 3-inch, and I had to have it with the exhaust system. I had to have the shop transition 2 inches to 3 inches, which is kind of hard. So I recommend the 2.5 inch inner and outer inner diameter pipes on this piece right here to make it better. So you can get this part number if you like, but the exhaust is going to have to be transitioned from 2 inches to 3 inches, which is kind of a lot of work. The exhaust shop I chose had no problem doing it because they had these exhaust pipe extenders which could easily transition the pipe from 2 inches to 3 inches. And that's how my exhaust was done. I kind of like that better, but for ease to most exhaust shops, choose the part number of this Magnaflow 3-way pipe to where it has 2.5 inches in and 2.5 inches out inner diameter. Now here's basically the design that I did. I went from the engine to one side of the three-way, and this side goes to the right side of the exhaust, and this side goes to the left side of the exhaust. Nice and simple. Now, I put some pictures in while I'm doing this video. So you're going to see it, but I'm going to show you the finished product. Finished product, look at the exhaust tip, look inside. Basically a 2.5-inch exhaust tip, but look, it's 2.5-inch real pipe, not like the factory where you have a 3-inch pipe and it's fake. It's really a 2-inch tip. This is really a 2.5-inch tip. Now we're going to go the other side. It's also 2.5 inches. And you can look inside, it's true 2.5-inch exhaust. Now you look under, this pipe goes from the tip. We go from the tip to a tube, and it leads to the back part of the three-way. Then the other part of the three-way bends and goes to the other tip on the left side. And as you can see underneath, see the three-way? The three-way, the first part of the three-way goes to the rest of the exhaust system. Now the factory has a resonator right here, and this resonator leads to this pipe right here, this pipe here, which leads to the first part of the three-way. That part of the three-way goes to the right tip. And there's one hanger right here that we did. Hanger directly to a pipe. Then the left-hand side from the other part of the three-way leads to the left pipe. And here's the exhaust hanger we did there. There's the exhaust hanger right there. You see it from the other side. Welded onto the pipe. And the pipe gets bent and welded to the new exhaust tip. And look at that. Nice looking 2.5-inch, true 2.5-inch exhaust. Not that fake stuff that the factory has. True 2.5-inch exhaust. Look how nice that looks. True 2.5 exhaust. Nice free flow exhaust. Now if you look under the rest of the car, you can see the factory's resonator right there, and it goes all the way to tubing, all the way to the engine's turbo, and the catalytic converter, of course. Now, all we did was delete the muffler and use this three-way pipe instead, which kind of looks like a small muffler, but just this modification, by just using tubing instead of that heavy boat anchor of a muffler, gives it a nice low grumble sound. Nice low grumble sound and very free flow, allowing the turbocharger to flow much better. Now I'm going to let you hear this exhaust, and I'm going to start her up. which does not flow worth anything. Now I'm going to let you hear the difference of the intake that we did. We're going to transition to the front of the vehicle, and I'll let you hear how the intake sounds. All we did was take the top off. Now let's hear the difference that made. Alright, here we go. I'm going to let you hear the intake. See how you can hear everything so much better? You hear the turbochargers better? You hear the blowout valve better? It sounds so much better with an intake and exhaust system. And for the intake, all we did was take off this air box right here. And that was it. Nice and simple, to the point. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video on this 2018 Ford Escape. And remember, mad boosting.